use the website Cafe Astrology to find your birth chart. Type in Cafe Astrology on your web browser and click under Natal Chart. Hello, beautiful thinkers! My name is PrincessKatey and welcome to the second part of my Houses of Astrology video. This video is part of my Astrology 101 series where I teach you the basics of astrology for free. In this video, we are learning all about the Houses of Astrology. In our 12-piece pie diagram, known as our horoscope or birth chart, each pie represents a different aspect of our life. On the website astrology.org, one astrologer states that the houses are the fields of experiences, but not the experiences themselves. If you watched the first video and you've already seen what your birth chart looks like, you may have a good idea that it looks like a pie chart and there's different symbols written all over. You may look at your chart and realize, wow, some houses are full of planets while other houses are empty. One astrologer stated that when you look at your birth chart, areas that are left empty or without planets are areas that you've already mastered. Houses that are heavily peppered with planets will be of higher priority and focus in this life. A stellium occurs when 3 or more planets fall within one specific zodiac sign or house. This house will be of heightened focus for you. Now we'll be learning the different associations of each house, noting how it mirrors the path of human growth and development from birth to end of life. The first house is the house of self, and it has a strong influence over your personality because it's the house that represents you, also known as the ascendant or the rising sign. This represents your personality, your likes, your dislikes, your temperament. This house represents how you present yourself to the world and how others perceive you. The first house represents your early life, your childhood, how you initiate things, self-identity, what you want most in life, and how you master it. The first house is where our rising sign lives, and it can be seen as a mask that we wear for the outside world. This is the face or personality that we share to people who aren't close to us. Your ascendant is the personality you use when you're on a job interview, or when you're speaking in public, or when you're meeting somebody for the first time. Pro fact, if you were born before the sunrise, your ascendant and your sun sign will live in the same house. The second house is the house of money, possessions, and that which we value most in life. Your income, your investments, your attitude towards wealth, and your ability to earn and handle money are all second house associations. The second house may show you the arena or area in which how you will earn your money. The things and possessions that you surround yourself with will give you a clue onto what you value the most in this life. Budgeting, debt, savings, spending, and financial sensibility are all second house associations. The third house is the ruler of communication and our microcosm, also known as our immediate environment. Our immediate environment includes our relationships, our family, our friends, and our colleagues. The third house oversees short distance travel, pre-K through 12th grade, how we think, speak, write, and express ourselves. The third house denotes your experience with your lower education, so before college. Third house also deals with your ability to learn, the style in which you learn, and your ability to study. The fourth house is the house of home and family, and this deals with your home in the past, present, and the future. This house also describes your relationship with your parents. This represents the home you make for yourself, your ancestors, your roots. Your home is the security that you place for yourself, a place where you can hide away. And the 4th house is known as one of the 3 mystical houses that we have in astrology, because there's a little less known. It's something that we hide away. It's a very mystical house because it's what we keep hidden from the rest of the world. It's our inner thoughts, our inner emotions, the things that we keep from others, our karmic debt, our karmic lessons, and end of life. The 5th house is the house of sex, creativity, and pleasure. Romance, dating, risk-taking, one-night stands, excitement, creativity, gambling, and children are all 5th house representations. Any entertainment or anything that brings joy to your life are all 5th house association. Anything that you love or show affection to is part of your 5th house, the house of heart. In the 6th house, we have the house of health and service. This describes our nature to help others, the work that we do in the world, our ability to be useful and productive. This house also relates to physical sickness, health, and diet. The 6th house also denotes how you perform your jobs, and also how you treat those employees who may rank below you. The 6th house may also describe the type of disease or illness you may fall victim to. 7th house is the house of marriage and partnerships. The 7th house describes your relationships, marriage, agreements, and contracts. The 7th house describes the type of marriage you may have and deals with things like divorce and custody. 7th house encompasses our ability to work with others, to come together to make resolutions for the greater good. This is also a house of politics. While in the 5th house we were dealing with love affairs, romance, and one-night stands, the 7th house really describes your long-lasting committed relationships. The 8th house rules over death and dying, birth and regeneration. 8th house is the 2nd of the 3 mystical houses in astrology. It is so mystical because it is so misunderstood. The 8th house relates to birth, death, regrowth, regeneration, and the afterlife. What we inherit from the dead, wills, legacies, material inheritances, but also spiritual. The 8th house also deals with your spouse's money, the shared resources, possessions, debt, and taxes, bankruptcy, personal sacrifice, and clairvoyance. But the word death can also be seen as symbolic for the 8th house, since one must die to be reborn to come back even stronger. The 9th house rules over mental exploration, philosophy, and long-distance travel. Higher education, spirituality, study, travel, religion, and foreign affairs are all matters for the 9th house. This is the house of higher mind, in-depth studies on profound, abstract topics, far distance travel to foreign places, but also far distances within the mind. The 9th house rules over ethics, morals, law, spiritual urges, dreams, visions, and ideas. The 10th house is the house of career and public status. The 10th house deals with anything outside the home, your profession, your career, your community power, and public reputation. This is the house of ambitions, aspirations, personal financial goals. This is the house of your professional destiny, how you accept responsibility, social elevation, and to what esteem others hold you. This is the house of the honors you achieve. The 11th house is the house of friends, hopes, goals, and dreams. The 11th house describes the type of friends that you keep, the types of clubs that you're in, and any collective projects that you may be working on. Political associations, idealism, and humanitarian interests are all 11th house associations. Long-term dreams all live in the 11th house. This house depicts how you enjoy others. This is the house of people working harmoniously together as a collective, and also represents the house of global awareness. Finally, we are at the 12th and final house, which is said to be the most mystical of all, since it is the most misunderstood. This is the house of the subconscious, where the hidden self lies. This is a house of repressed feelings, endings, secrets, and enemies. A house of sorrows, undoing, and self-limitation. The end of the circle, the end of your chart. This is a house of escapism, institutions, hospitals, being locked away, asylums, retreats, mental institutions. This is a house of self-deception, but it is also associated with psychic abilities and soul growth, karma, and spiritual debt. The things we reap for the energy that we put forth in life. This is a house of trials, tribulations, and disappointments, but it is also the final house, where one may discover the true meaning of their life. This is where you find your secret, hidden, inner being. I like to connect the 12th house to Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development, where in the last stage, you can either die with wisdom and integrity, or you die in despair with regret. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Please subscribe for more magical content. Please like and share if you'd like to see me grow. Thank you.